This is your fucking moment. You only get one moment in life. It's not hiding in some cubicle answering some fucking phone. Can you handle it?
Yeah, I can handle the moment.
An artist is the slipperiest, most conniving motherfucker on the face of the earth. That's why you have to watch your tushy, while at the same time you make them feel like a star. It's called mind fucking. You ever been mind fucked before?
Super Flag Bros. Super Flag
See, that's it. That's the art of it. I'm mind fucking the shit out of you.
Division 6 Podcast. Division 6 Podcast.
You're wearing a condom because I have a dirty mind.
Don't smile like that. Makes you look like an 8-year-old boy who just discovered his first boner.
Welcome everyone, you are listening to and watching the Super Flag Bros, the Division 6, the official Division 6 podcast, unlike those unofficial rogue podcasts, of course. I am your host, Pease Delariz. You can follow me on Twitter at PeaseFPF, and I'm joined with my co-host, Deez Delariz. You could be followed at
Corn Dog Fever.
Dog Fever.
Hashtag mustard is the best.
Actually, mustard is absolutely the best. I like the seeded variety myself, and of course, if you want to be seedy and follow Deez, you can follow him at Dave's Republic. If you want to tweet the show live, you can tweet us at EagleFPF. He is our irate producer who's angry because he believes I can control the weather.
I had time to actually fill up gas in my car in between.
I need to get gas. I
do?
barely got here.
You're always out of gas.
I drive an SUV, so I'm always out of gas, yes. If you're watching, of course, you know that you're watching on www.theunclemikeshow.com, and we are in our wonderful home in between sneezes at the Coast to Coast Studios. Coast to Coast, everyone. Remember that the Uncle Mike Show will be on after a couple of our podcasts at 9 p.m. tonight. Our show, of course, precedes the Division 3 podcast, Calling the Audible. We're running a little bit tight tonight because of I got here late. Let's call it what it is.
Let's do it.
Let's skip the normal opening banter and get right into it. We have a couple of games that I want to talk about this week. Part of my swag picks up another win. They're now 4-1 as they beat the Sunbros 32-12. Justin Lerner, he struggled in this game through 3 interceptions. Through 2 interceptions, but failed to punch the ball in. Other than this, I want to focus on the Sunbros before we talk about this game a little bit. Is he the best quarterback no one's talking about?
Well, I think this was kind of an interesting matchup because I think both quarterbacks are two players that we're not really talking about and don't get enough attention, and they should get a lot more attention. You know, I think that they're up there. Brad Evans plays for Pardon My Swag, and Justin Lerner for Sunbros. And I think they're two very capable quarterbacks. They're surrounded by a very good team. Yes, this wasn't a very good game for Lerner. However, I do think that Part of My Swag has a very good defense. They put a lot of pressure on a quarterback. So, it's a learning experience. But yes, they are two quarterbacks that we're not mentioning, and we should probably give them a lot more credit.
Yeah, we played actually Brad Evans, a higher division player. We played against him in Division 3 this week. So obviously a guy who knows the league, and he put up 5 touchdowns in this game.
Yep.
And we saw Jonathan Grizzly putting up 3 of those. The Grizzly Bear.
He really is their go-to guy. And I mean, on both sides of the ball, I really think that he is a complete player, especially for this division. He's gonna give any team a run for their money, and I just look forward to see his progression throughout the season.
Yeah, and I mentioned Grizzly.
Great name, by the way. Great
awesome
name, yeah.
Do you think stopping the Grizzly Bear, caging the Grizzly Bear, is the key to beating Pardon My Swag?
Everybody knows that you can't actually cage a grizzly bear.
You can cage anything. With
you can't. No, you can't. You can't. It's actually a physical fact.
You can cage a taxi cab if you like.
But seriously, that really is, because that's the thing, right? Like that should be a strategy for every team. Yeah, let's just eliminate their best player.
Well, no, because some teams will have yes, you take away that guy, it makes it tough, but they have 2 or 3 other guys they can count on.
But that's what I'm saying in a sense.
Grizzly didn't have much production in 2 games. They lost one of them a couple weeks back, and the other one was a closer game than they could have been. And so do you think that they have those other weapons to go to, or is it really lock up Grizzly, win the game?
Yeah, I think with this specific team, yes, he really is their main guy. The offense runs through him. But I do think that they're very capable as a team, and they do have a couple of other guys that are capable as well. But at the same time, I mean, you know, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that they have a capable receiver, that they have one big guy, because when it comes to playoff time, it's going to be very, very important to rely on a player of that caliber.
For sure. And team upping their caliber this week was Jean-Guy beating the Smoking Axles 37-12. Smoking Axles have only scored more than 2 touchdowns once. What does quarterback Stefan Fens need to do?
It's tough to say. I think it's just an overall offensive problem. I don't really think that the problem really relies on
offensive.
him. I don't think it really relies on him, you know? And honestly, I mean, why not just throw the ball more to Mark Pagliari? I think I don't know if I was a quarterback. I would.
Right now, the ball's going to Jad Aridi very often.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which I don't blame him. Jad's a monster, having 7 catches.
He's a Division 6 cheat code. I love it.
Yes, he's the game genie. For those of you old enough to know what a game genie is, but I mean, for me, what I see with Stefan Fens is a lot of times he kind of, his arm needs to catch up to his brain. He calls a lot of interesting plays. I don't think he's at a level where he can execute it. I think he's just got to simplify it, calm down in the pocket, and deliver the ball.
So you're saying it's more about trust issues?
Yes, absolutely.
But like self-trust issues, not trust issues with his players?
Don't think you're going to cheat on yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Don't cheat on me, baby.
Jean-Guy scored 37.
Yeah.
Is this more a result of them getting 3 interceptions, giving Chartrand extra possessions, or did Chartrand really go off in this game?
Firstly, I have to say this is a really important game for them to have won. I think that it was, you can never really there's certain teams that always play down to the competition. I think this was a game that they played exactly how they played a very efficient game on both sides. They had excellent rushes. They had a lot of pressure. And you know what? It was kind of the wrong matchup for the Smoking Axes. That's what I'm gonna call them, Smoking Axes, by the way.
Nice.
But that's it. It's just they bring a lot of pressure. And in terms of Chartrand, I think he's really starting to feel comfortable in his offense. He's and everybody in this league knows that he moves around a lot, moves around the pocket. He knows how to. He really knows how to manipulate a defense, I think. And I feel like his offense, his offensive players, they fight for him, which I like to see.
The one thing I will say, though, is in tight areas, he does tend to struggle going 1 for 6 on converts.
But most quarterbacks do, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's really what separates the best quarterbacks and the worst
There's
quarterbacks.
like 4 plays in this entire league, top to bottom, that work in a red zone.
Yeah.
Learn those. Watch high division games. Learn those.
But you would agree that the main difference between top tier quarterbacks and low tier quarterbacks
is red zone play.
Is red zone play.
Absolutely.
Can we said absolutely at the same time? Never do it again.
Kind of creepy. I guess we can't. We're not allowed to speak anymore. What's it called? So in our final game that we're going to break down, the Minge getting their first win, 21-19, in a close shave against TMNB. First thing I want to ask you is, what do you think TMNB stands for? Because for me, it's clearly Twin Mutant Nun brand.
I really tried hard to come up with something. I had the terribly menacing ninja balls.
Very possible. Ninja balls are known to be menacing.
But aside from that, I know that they're 0-5, and so are we. We're also 0-5 on our team.
Yeah, and our Division 5 team.
But that being said, I don't feel like their record properly displays who they are. I feel like they're getting closer and closer. At the beginning of the season, they were getting kind of blown out. Mm-hmm. But I really feel like they're getting closer towards that. So I'm looking to them next week to really, step up and win a game.
Well, and Justin Ferreira, he stuck it out there. He brought his game catching 3 TDs, 46 yards, 3 TDs, and it still wasn't enough. So is that maybe part of the problem? Are they just focusing on going to that one guy? Kind of like we said with the Grizzly Bear. If you can shut down Justin Ferreira or just let him do his business and say, look, trying to let the rest of the team beat you, maybe that's the problem. Maybe they're not spreading the ball around. Maybe they're not being as effective or as efficient as they can be on offense.
It's kind of all of those aspects. You kind of want to spread around the ball, but if you have a guy that's really producing for you, if he is if he's the player that you're starting to feel more comfortable with as a quarterback, like that's the guy you got to roll with.
Noah Zucker coming in. He should be a Hollywood producer or something. He's just got that name, that look. I like it. Like if I'm going into a business deal with Noah Zucker, I know I'm walking out without my pants. Noah Zucker throws two touchdowns, caught a pick six, basically single-handedly beats TMNB
Only you know how to make that kind of transition. Only you.
Yeah, absolutely. And he basically left TMMV without their pants on.
Yep.
Is he starting to look like the solution full time for the Minge?
I'm not super convinced just yet. Maybe it's because I don't see myself in Hollywood with him producing movies. But at the end,
buy a pair of aviator glasses and you're in.
Get a picture up on the screen. Let's go, Eagle.
So in the meantime, tell us why you're not convinced.
Well, I think it's also strength of schedule. I don't really see the Minge as a very good team just in general. I think they're a good team, but then I think they're an average team. And I feel like this could have been a game that they really. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to see because look, they have an upcoming schedule that's going to be pretty tough. I think they have Jean-Guy on the schedule, LA's Finest, and Wolfpack, and that's really where they're really going to have to grind it out and pull off some tough wins. So if this is for the Minge, like this is their time to shine. I think. Yeah. To prove me wrong that they're a better team than what their record states.
Absolutely, and there's another game where we always talk about it in all the podcasts, but especially important in the Division 6 podcast. Converts were the difference in this one.
It really is. People don't realize how important converts are in the league.
Absolutely. And people don't realize we're halfway through the season. When we come back from break, we will discuss our mid-season award winners.
Calling the Audible has been brought to you by the English Montreal School Board's DEAL program. Distance education for all learners will allow you to obtain your high school diploma or prerequisites for CEGEP or vocational studies from the comfort of your own home. It's never too late to go back to school. Learn anywhere at your own pace and get your diploma. Call 514-788-5937 for information or visit www.distanted.ca for more details.
Hi everyone, thank you for waiting through the tremendously long break. I barely had a chance to catch my breath personally. I, of course, am Peas. You can follow me at PeasFPF. You can follow my brother Dees at
Sloppy Joe Sunday.
Sloppy Joe Sunday is very interesting as a concept, and let's never think about it again. You can actually follow him at Dave's Republic, and if you'd like to participate in the show and have your voice heard, you can tweet us live at PeasFPF. At EagleFPF. Because I know.
You're all fired.
I know. Basically, it's a rough night, but let's face it, Eagle's not actually important, and I pretty much carry the show on my own anyway. He hands over the reins. That's a dangerous proposition, by the way. And so, as promised, we said we would talk about some of the mid-season award winners.
No, all of the mid-season award winners.
All of them. Let's do it. Quarterback. Fire away.
Okay.
What do you think?
This was kind of a tough one to predict, but at the end of the day, and I don't just want to go with the top of the stat sheet, but I really, really thought about this. I think
although it's completely based on stats.
No, yes and no, because I think it's also situational things. Like I think, look, Ross Olshansky. I always have a hard time saying that name.
Olshansky. I butchered it last week.
Look, it's a combination of strength of schedule, very good QBR. TD to interception ratio is always very good as well to have, but I really think he's the most complete quarterback that we have in Division 6.
Yeah, I like his style. He runs around a lot,
but he's effective, very effective.
Absolutely. And one guy who I'll call out and suggest is Daniel Goloff. His touchdown interception ratio is ridiculous. Wasn't there this week, thankfully, as Pocket Watch.
But that's it.
Came ahead with a win.
I thought about that, and that's where strength of schedule really comes in for me. I think that they play against weaker teams.
Okay, but if you continue playing against weaker teams, that'll continue to happen. Best receiver.
Okay, this one is actually notably a very, very tough category for me. But I think Marty Friedman specifically, and that
not of Megadeth fame, but rather he looks nothing like him, by the way.
Yeah, but seriously, this was hard because you have Danny Demore up there with all the statistics and everything.
It's got to be Danny Demore.
But I also don't want to nominate him for every category. So it's going to be Marty Friedman, but it's not just that. I think that. He has a lot more yards per catch. I think also that's something I would have to factor in for a mid-season award. But yeah, that's my your choice. And your choice, obviously, Danny Demore.
Well, now we're going to talk about two-way in a little bit.
Okay, so let's save it for that.
Probably two-way, but there's a lot of guys and a lot of teams who ideally it's a team where they don't have a ton of options. It's got to be someone who doesn't play in a higher division.
We just make our choices. Whatever.
It's true. You know what? We don't have to abide by FPF rules.
We're the hosts.
These are our own awards.
Yes.
And that we didn't think about that when we did the research. Best top defender.
Okay, I'm going with this again also because I can't always choose Danny Demore for every category, and also because it's quite biased because we've played with him in the past. But in this situation for top defender, I'm going to probably go with Mike Amaro. That's the name, Mike Amaro? Yeah, it is Mike Amaro. Most amount of tackles.
Why did we play with Mike Amaro?
No. We played with Danny Demore, but Mike Amaro I think at this point has 25 tackles, also has a couple of interceptions as well. But I've seen him play. He's very physical. I like his style as well. So
Eagle, bring up the top sacker in Division 6. I'm very curious.
14 sacks.
Simon Laporte with 14. Simon Laporte.
Yeah, and I had a chance to watch him play.
I anglicized the last name in your troubles, and I called him Simon instead of Simon.
I know, but listen. This guy Simon Laporte. I watched him play last night, and he's an incredible rusher. He's very fast, and definitely I'm not surprised he has 14 sacks.
Yeah, absolutely. Perhaps it's Simeon Laporte as well. Let's throw in all the possible translations of that name. Two-way player of the year. Let's say. If we can't, well, you're gonna say probably Danny Demore.
It is him, absolutely.
If you wouldn't go, I would say the Grizzly Bear himself, man. We've been talking about a lot this podcast. Grizzly, absolutely. Sean Collins is actually currently messaging me, telling me Grizzly. He's his 20 catches, 250 yards so far. Putting up.
No, but I get that. No, I get
the D1 as well.
I get that. I get
full time.
I get that.
No, I didn't know that. So he wouldn't. Well, you know what? Again, making up our own rules. He's eligible. Let's say it.
I get that, but at the end of the day. Danny Demore does have 7 receptions and 10 touchdowns.
That's true. It's pretty ridiculous.
And I agree.
Yeah.
The Grizzly Bear have a fantastic season, but 7 interceptions, 10 touchdowns. That's a lot of possessions. 7 interceptions. That's 7 possessions that are
If Jim Kalestros, of course, was able to hang on to an interception, he absolutely would be notable in this category. Now let's look at the best. Everyone's eligible. Let's look at the best, most interesting trophies in my opinion. Best jersey. Who takes it? You're a graphic designer, so you're the only opinion that counts.
Best jersey. This one it took me a lot to think of. I'm gonna probably have to go Wolfpack.
Yeah, hungry like the wolf. I agree. Let's go with most likely to get pregnant.
Actually, this one is pretty fast. Justin Ochenaro, because he's very nice, and if I met him at a bar. Whatever. If I met him at a bar, I'd probably get him pregnant.
Yeah, I was actually going to go with him for the Lady Bing trophy because I don't know what the award is actually for. So who's your Lady Bing winner?
Oh, this is perfect. Matt Young, specifically because I know just giving him that award would piss him off.
And also, I can picture him with that award. The Tiger Woods award. So the team that's first, most likely to be first out of contention.
This is so offensive. If Tiger Woods was here, he'd probably cheat on your.
Well, no, because. They're the first team that can be playing golf.
Oh, I see. I thought because we're not going to get into golf talk right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's for another podcast.
The Tiger Woods award.
The OC.
All right, and the Tiger Woods award for
Orange Crush to spell it out.
Okay, and would they be the same if the Tiger Woods award was for sleeping around?
No.
All right. Most difficult name to pronounce.
Smoker Axcolo Axis Axilomalasis.
I was asking for player names, but let's go with that. The Top Gear Award. The team amassing the most amount of points by season end.
Mean Machine, I think, and you guys happen to beat them 7-6, but before that they were putting up like 30-40 points a game. So and I think their plus minus is what?
It says a lot about two things. The quarterback not being there, but let's pretend it was the defense.
Right.
The Matador Award. The team who will allow the most amount of points.
I hate to rag on Orange Crush, but I'm going to have to give them this award as well.
Yeah, there was another one I spotted. I thought Goon Squad for me.
Definitely, but I was specifically looking at plus minus in that situation.
Yeah. The Turquoise Award. Which team should change their jersey color to turquoise?
Oh, this one I thought of. There's so many teams with black jerseys in our league. So there's so many teams with black jerseys in Division 6. The way you see at the end of the year, the team that has the worst record with black jerseys next year has to have a turquoise jersey.
I was gonna say Jean-Guy just because it's like your third season. Get a jersey. You're wearing black T-shirts.
Yes,
you could have put $5 aside per season, and you'd be halfway there.
But it's because the money they have, they spend it on Jean-Guy.
Makes sense. Now we're getting towards the best segment of the show, of course. Science Hour with Duke.
I hate you.
We're going to make it quick, of course, because we're running short on time.
It's annoying that we cut out the first segment for this one.
Absolutely. Every week we'll throw a scientific concept to you. You will define it. That will then become the actual definition for the word. And the word is lactobacillus.
Lactobacillus?
Absolutely. That's a real thing.
Allergic of lake water. Being allergic of lake water.
So apparently we need grammar hour with Duke as well. Allergic of lake water. Not allergic to like
Okay,
water.
look, how about this? There's bacteria in the lake. You don't like bacteria in the lake. You get sick from it. You get lactobacillus.
That's very likely.
Yeah.
Very likely. Eagle, can you bring up the slate of games real quick as we will do some quick predictions? I want a little bit of analysis. Obviously, we can't go into too much depth because we ran a little bit late today. But let's talk a little bit about who's going to win, and why you think that's going to be the case. We look at first game between Mean Machine and Diablos.
I think the fact that Mean Machine lost last week against the Pocket Watch, it's high time they have to win next game. And,
yeah,
and
if
reestablish themselves.
Goloff was working this week, and that's why he didn't make it to the game, I think the rest of the team will band together to pay his salary to make sure that he shows up for the game. Mean Machine takes it. Smoking Axles versus Part of My Swag.
Part of My Swag, absolutely.
I
don't think there's a single person on defense for the Smoking Axes that can cover Grizzly Bear.
Fair enough. I'm inclined to agree as well. I don't think it'll be close. The Sunbros versus the Tigers.
This is really tough, and I really want to talk about it next week. But my specific pick for this is going to be Sunbros.
I'm going to agree. Lerner comes back big in this one. Beast Mode versus Orange Crush.
Beast Mode, not even close.
I think Orange Crush will pick up their first one in this one. Goon Squad versus Balls Deep.
Balls Deep.
Balls Deep, pick it up, I think, as well. And then the battle of experience versus inexperienced. We have the Pocket Watch against Flagrant Fouls.
It's not even close. It's going to be crushing. All three of you guys are going to be
said
crying.
the same thing last week.
You're all going to
so
be crying in the shower next day.
I cry in the shower every day, first of all. NWO versus Wolfpack. It's actually, it should be changed to Wolfpack just for this week, but NWO versus Wolfpack.
I chose NWO last week. They screwed me. I'm going to go Wolfpack this week.
I will agree Wolfpack. I don't think NWO has played that many teams that can put up as many points. I say Wolfpack. TMNB versus LA's Finest. I think we both agree.
Yep.
LA's
Finest, yeah.
Because
this is not the week that TMNB gets their first time.
That's not one at all. That's for when they play the Pocket Watch. Mountain Goats against Obamacare.
I just think I'm going to go to Obamacare just because of the size difference. Because you're talking about players that are really, really young and really small against Obamacare that's really tall and experienced.
And bigger is always better. Obamacare takes it over Mountain Goats. The Minge versus Jean-Guy. Do the Minge keep riding the hot streak?
No, Jean-Guy's going to win this one by at least like 12 points.
I will not say 12 points, but I think Jean-Guy will win a tight one. And we have Wax On, Wax Off against Team 4th and 20.
I think that this is going to be a lot closer than we think, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Wax On.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to come down to Converse and Wax On, Wax On, Wax On, Wax Off. Take it. Final thoughts before we go.
I think that everybody needs to remember to watch out for themselves when they're using the bathrooms at Hebert, because I went last time and it literally smelled like someone crapped out a whole bucket of fried chicken.
It's possible. I saw some empty buckets in the parking lot.
I'm serious. It was the worst, and I know it's a Div 6 player. It smelled like a Div 6 player.
You know it's Div 6.
I knew it.
Sometimes it just smells like Div 6. So this is time for my Thursday lesson plan, guys. It might already be too late. If not, make sure that your teams, your players all play 6 games, because that's what it takes to be playoff eligible. Don't cry when you only have 4 guys on your roster playoff eligible and you end up forfeiting your playoff game. I warned you right here. Make sure you guys do it.
We warn people every year in
It still happens. I know.
6 games. Get 6 games in.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me. We remember to follow the rest of the shows at www.theunclemikeshow.com. We are, of course, at the Coast to Coast Studios. Thank you, Eagle, for all the wonderful work you do.
I hate you.
Till next time, wake up, San Francisco.